Now to the big budget crunch. Money's tight across the state, and tonight we have a better picture of how it's hitting closer home. West Michigan's largest city preparing for cuts not seen in decades. We will get to that story in just a moment. But first, let's go live to 24-Hour News 8's Tony Tagliavia standing by in Wyoming with word of possible mid-year cuts at a major school district. Tony?
Good evening, Brian. We told you at 5:30 about the proposal from administrators here at Wyoming Public Schools to do mid-year staff cuts, 20-some teaching positions, 5 or so administrative positions, a total of 34 positions cut in the middle of the school year to deal with budget problems, to fill a $2.3 million hole caused because of the budget cuts coming from the state level and lower enrollment. Tonight, we're learning that the total number of job cuts could be closer to 40, and we're hearing from staff who have some different ideas of how to save that much money.
For me, and I think some of the other people that were standing with me, it really is about the kids.
Wyoming Public Schools social worker Brooke Davis says as far as she knows, no social workers are among the proposed cuts. So she says she's not worried about her own job, but about how eliminating staff in the middle of the school year will affect the classroom. A better option, Davis says, would be to reopen the teacher's contract.
Pay concessions, benefit concessions, looking at other things that we have in our contract, tuition reimbursement.
A district analysis says no mid-year staffing cuts would be necessary if all district staff, including teachers and administrators, took a pay cut of 3 or 6%. But teachers tell us a vote to open their contract failed. Union leaders say they have to follow what their membership wants. And administrators say without concessions, they have little choice but to recommend cuts that will affect the classroom.
My biggest concern is at the elementary.
It's the superintendent's biggest concern because if the staff cuts happen, some elementary school students would see something they're not used to, a different teacher in the second semester than they had in the first. The cuts still have to be approved by the school board before they would take effect. Deb Fulis is the board's president.
Do you get the sense that your colleagues can vote for this?
I get the sense that if it comes down to it, we won't have a choice.
A vote could come 2 weeks from tonight. Now, union leaders had their own idea for how to get rid of this $2.3 million budget deficit. They say the district should just use the money from its fund balance, the so-called rainy day funds. Administrators say that can't happen. They say it would force them to borrow money to meet regular daily obligations like writing out paychecks. As we've been mentioning all day, this is certainly not going to be the last story we end up covering about West Michigan school districts scrambling to find ways to cut money to deal with the state budget crisis. Live in Wyoming, Tony Tagliavia, 24-Hour News 8.
Thank you, Tony. And as promised, budget problems plaguing Grand Rapids right now. This is a live look at downtown just hours ahead of an announcement on the largest job cuts the city has seen in decades.